Hey everybody, welcome to Off the Shelf Board Game Reviews. This week we've been looking at Apocrypha The Adventure Card Game. It's a deck building game for 1 to 6 players. It's a fully cooperative game. In this video we're actually going to show you some sample gameplay for the game. And actually I'm going to play this game with 2 saints, and my actual hope is to play an entire game so you can see exactly how the game plays out. Now this video is part of a series. If you want to see a quick overview of Apocrypha, see a tutorial of how to play the game, or see an actual review of the game, check out the other videos in this series. This video itself is going to just show you some sample gameplay from the game, so you can see this is a game that you're going to enjoy. And also this video also does really tie hand in hand with the tutorial video, because my hope and my eventual goal is for you to be able to watch the tutorial video and this gameplay video and figure out how to play this game, go pick it up, bring it home, open up the box, throw it on the table, and start enjoying the game right out of the box. So what I have set up here is an adventure for 2 saints, and this is a mission that's actually a little bit later in the Cannon Point Adventure path. This is the second adventure actually in the Cannon Point Adventure path, and in this adventure the players are trying to complete a goal, but I'm getting ahead of myself. These are a couple saints that have already gone through one mission, so they do happen to have a couple fragments available to them. And the reason why I want to pick some saints who have actually gone through a mission is so that you can see what happens when the decks are a little bit modified a little bit, see exactly how the fragments work and see how all this works together, and also just see how some of the later adventures work. Kind of give you a good idea of exactly how the gameplay works. Now my plan for this video is to take things a little bit slow in the beginning. Again, this is supposed to go hand in hand with the tutorial video so you can see exactly how the game plays. So I'm going to have one of these little cards out and I'm just going to go through the phases every single round. The important thing to remember about Apocrypha is that every single phase happens every single round. Whether you play cards or not, that's a really important rule to remember about the game. Every single phase does technically occur, or at least it should occur, because cards will reference them. And if you're not playing a card, well, the phase still basically occurs, especially if other cards are referencing it. Now, before we go any further, I do want to let you know I do have one little house rule for this game. I basically think it's ridiculous to shuffle 5 cards all the darn time for the mutations, so I just roll a die for one of the mutations. And when I'm playing the basic adventures, I just roll a 10-sider, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we start adding in the other additional books for the series. Some of them start adding in extra mutations. So yeah, that 10-sider still works out really, really great. So when I'm playing this game, if any of the saints are going to be assisting each other, instead of shuffling these mutations all the darn time, which gets really frustrating for me, I'm just going to roll a die. Whatever I roll is going to decide whatever mutation card I'm going to pick. Then we're going to roll a die and figure out exactly which part of the mutation card is going to be read. So that's enough of the wah-wah setup stuff. Let's go ahead and start playing Apocrypha, the Adventure Card Game, with a little bit of thematic effect, because we're going to bring out the storybook and we're going to read the mission that we are starting. In my best dramatic reading, in cold blood, the lowdown. After the events at the lake, the blood supplies are at an all-time low. Citizens are encouraged to donate. The drive is sponsored by the Caduceus Club. You can spot its members by the festive snake logo on their parkas. Snakes on parka logos, never a bad sign, never at all. Okay, I'm ad-libbing a little bit, makes it more fun. Based on the way they're licking their lips and talking about bountiful harvest, they seem thrilled by the turnout this year. In fact, it's hard to see why there's always such a shortage. So this adventure mission is going to use the structures gather vital fluids wherever there's trouble as the hours pass. Since we're only playing with 2 saints, we're going to use 3 locations. The first one is going to be the hospital, which is going to be St. Pantaleon's Hospital. The school is going to be Cannon Point High, and then finally the shelter is going to be the Caduceus Club Blood Bank. Nothing nefarious there at all. Nothing at all. Perfectly normal. This game mission is going to have 2 sets of minions. We're going to have minions 1, 2, and 3 because we have 3 locations. And we're going to have minions 10, 11, and 12. Now beforehand, because it's really boring to watch somebody shuffle cards, I already set up these nexuses just a little bit beforehand. You're going to see at the first nexus, the hospital has 2 soul, 2 body, 2 mind, 2 body, 1 soul, 0 rage, 2 threats, and 1 omen in the deck. I've already got the 8 cards for that. I've already done that for all the other nexuses. And again, nexuses always start doom side up unless the mission tells you otherwise. So the only thing we need to add to every one of these decks is we need to add one of the minion 1, 2, and 3, or to every one of the nexuses, and then 1 minion 10, 11, and 12 to every one of these nexuses. So I'm just going to go quickly add these to every one of these nexuses, and then what these minions are going to represent is the minions 1, 2, and 3 are going to represent the cultist. So if we get a 1, 2, or 3, we're going to have to fight a cultist. And I'll explain to you why that's important in just a second when I continue reading the rest of the mission structure. If we get a minion 10, 11, and 12, those are going to represent the blood supplies that the cultists are trying to creatively borrow for some non-nefarious purpose, totally non-nefarious at all. So that's what that represents. So if we're getting a 1, 2, or 3, we're going to have to fight the cultists. 10, or 11, and 12, we're going to find the blood. Now we want to find the blood earlier in this mission, because if we find the blood, we can actually post that blood up next to the nexus. Now, why is this a good thing? Well, because if the nexus is not posting up with the vital fluids, then the minions, the cult members, have +5 to their difficulty to defeat them, which means they're pretty challenging. They can go from a 10 soul or 10 fury, sorry, 10 rage, to a 15 rage and a 15 soul, which means it's going to be pretty darn hard to defeat them, because remember, you only have 3 dice. No matter how many dice you roll, you only have the best 3 dice to keep, which basically means you have to have 3 dice that show a 5 or higher, which is going to be a little bit challenging. So we definitely want to make sure that we're finding those vital fluids before we're confronting these cult members, because it's going to make our lives a heck of a lot easier. Now, some of these nexuses are also a little bit challenging. The first nexus is the hospital, and the thing that's interesting about the Doom phase on this one is if during the end phase, if we would not manage to turn it back to the side of hope, if it's still in the Doom phase, we're going to take 1 point of body damage, and that is going to add up very, very quickly. Now, our 2 saints we have here are not very well known for healing. We don't have Dr. Z's, who's really good for healing, and he can actually counteract that. So we got to be very careful that with our saints that we've chosen, we don't time out. That's a really real possibility in this adventure, because we could fade on our saints and run out of cards, because constant damage is going to be pretty damaging. The next one we're going to have is the Nexus, which is a school that says lose using mind or study. You cannot investigate again this turn. Really not a big deal. We're not too worried about it. At least I don't think I am. Now there's 2 cards on this deck that do have mind as a requisite to get those cards into our deck. Not going to sweat it too much, because this is not one of those missions where we're going to take damage if we're failing versus gifts. So using hope cards for the Nexus of school is not a big sweat, not something we're stressing that much. And then finally we have the shelter. It says move. You must discard 1 ally gift to move. Now, strategically, thinking about this, the best thing I think to do, depending on what kind of hand of cards we draw, is we're probably going to go to the hospital, then go to the shelter, and then we'll go towards the school and see if we can win this mission by going that way. Of course, depending on what kind of cards we draw and depending on what things are going to happen, that may influence what's going to happen. So let me just go ahead and figure, or tell you what the rest of the stuff is going to happen, because this is basically the rest of the mission, which is gather the vital fluids wherever there's trouble as the hours pass. Now, as hours pass tells us that we're going to have a doom clock of 24 cards. I've already set it up right over here for you. Make life super easy so we don't need to worry about it. And at the beginning of every single player's turn, they're going to flip 1 card of the doom clock. If we're unable to flip a card from the doom clock, we lose. We've managed to time out. Now, the Nexus setup, we arrange the Nexuses as we have right here. And the nice thing about all the Nexuses here is we have free movement. This isn't like the Candlepoint Adventure with the Polar Bear Plunge. I'm sorry, Polar Bear Plunge. That's the local thing here, one in Alaska. This one's different. This is called the Children's Support Plunge. That was funny. Way to bring reality into a board game. Anyways, so in the first one, you had to go through all the Nexuses in order. In this one, our heroes can go wherever they want, which is going to be a nice thing, and I'll have to figure that hero out in just a second once we all got our hands of cards. And then the final thing is, for the goal setup, as I've already explained, we had to shuffle in the minions 1, 2, and 3, 10, 11, 12 into each individual Nexuses. We are going to win if no Nexus has a minion B or C. Well, there's no minion Bs in this adventure. It's actually minion As and minion Cs. And minion Cs, if we win versus them, we're going to place them next to the Nexus. They're going to be displayed again to make those cultists easier to defeat. If we find the cultists first, yep, things going to be tougher for us, more challenging. But basically, we're looking to defeat cultists and free the vital fluids. And hey, everything's going to be happy, and we can move on to the next mission. So for each one of our saints, again, our saints have gone through a successful mission, so that means they do have some fragments in their halos. So for each saint, I'm going to put their halo fragment in the bottom half, which means they can only use those fragments for themselves. So the fragment halves we have is Ruby Doomsday. Her fragment half is she got a random fragment because she's not the one who actually won the last mission. Hers is that says support, sacrifice, and you can heal their entire discard pile. This is really good. This means we have a chance to heal, and we don't have to worry about timing out by running out of cards. So definitely a bonus there. And of course, our other one is Diana Jones. Hers is the mission success card from the first mission in the game, which is Taking the Plunge. And this one allows us to end phase, sacrifice to discard 1 card and prevent a saint who's currently fading from fading. So it's good that she's got this card. She can prevent herself from fading pretty easily. And of course, Ruby Doomsday can prevent herself from fading pretty easily because she has that nice fragment she can use to save herself. So that's a whole bunch of wah-wah-wah-wah stuff. We can go ahead and start this mission now. We've read the nice thematic text. you know what we need to do? We need to stop these cultists. We need to get the vial of fluid back and stop them from doing whatever nefarious plan they happen to have that probably has nothing to do with Cthulhu, great old ones, and blood sacrifices. I may have made that up. So now that we've got everything set up, I'm just going to go ahead and draw the hands for every one of our saints. Now, our two saints, again, are Diana Jones and Ruby Doomsday. Both of them have a hand of 5 cards. So we'll start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. I know it's very exciting watching people draw a hand of cards. But the good thing about drawing a hand of cards is I can show you exactly what we have. We actually have a very good start here. We have 1 Omen card and 1 card matching every single one of the stats for all of our saints. So that's actually pretty good. It's actually a really good start for Diana. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for Ruby Doomsday. And we see that we actually have 2 omens. Unfortunately, one of them is an Omen of Doom, or I'm sorry, an Omen of Doom. Not too terrible, but definitely not the best thing we can draw. And then we have a Halligan bar, Parasite, and then our murder board, because you can never have too many murder boards in life. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know about that one. Anyways, so that's it for the starting hands for each one of our saints. And if I keep referring to them as heroes, because that just seems more natural to me, even though saints is much more thematic. So now we need to figure out where we want to start. I'm thinking what we're going to do, since we only have 2 saints in this mission, we're probably going to try to work together, especially since these are 2 saints who actually pretty much counteract each other and kind of help each other quite well. One of them's kind of weak in rage, the other one's pretty decent in rage. One's really, really good in body, the other one's not so good in body. One's a little bit better in mind, so they kind of help each other. And since we're only playing with 2 saints, that means they can each assist each other. So that means that Diana can assist with rage and with body, and that means that Ruby can assist with soul and with mind for whatever may help. Hopefully it'll help them quite a bit. So what we're going to do is we are going to have both of our saints start in the hospital. I think it's a good place to start, and we'll just go right there, and that's the first thing we're going to do. Now the first saint we're going to start with is we're going to have Diana Jones be saint number 1. So since we are playing a mission as the hours pass, that means at the start of every single saint's turn, the first thing they're going to do is draw a card from the Doom Clock. So let's just go ahead and roll into things and see exactly what's going to happen to our saints. Again, I'm going to start this kind of slow, going over each individual phase pretty slow, help you understand the flow of the game. As we start progressing, we'll start picking this up faster and faster, and then we're just going to start whipping through those rounds. Because I do want to play a complete game, because I have fun with the game. I like playing a solo. It's a lot of fun to play with 2 saints. So let's go and start things. So with Diana, we have our hand of 5 cards. First thing we need to do is pick a card off the clock. That's the first thing we do in the very start. We are going to gain an Omen of Hope Judgment, which we can sacrifice. It allows us to draw 1 card and then investigate our current nexus. So before we do that, we need to decide if we want to do any support steps and see if we have any support cards. We don't have any support cards, so we can just ignore the support step, because remember, it's start, support, and then investigate, and then support, investigate those steps, and we keep repeating until we either move to sanctify, move, or end. And once we do those 3 steps, we can't go back to support or to investigate anymore. So I have 2 Omen cards. They're both Omens of Hope, which is always really nice. That's going to help us quite a bit. So let's just go ahead and do things. So the first thing we have is if we assemble using body, we could add a bonus die. Our body is absolutely terrible, so that may be a good thing. The other thing is we have an Omen of Hope that says investigate, but first we draw a card. Well, we have a full hand of cards, so we don't really need to draw cards yet. So I think we are going to use the Omen of Hope Sustenance, and it says sacrifice, flip your nexus to hope. So we're going to do this in order. We're going to flip our nexus to the hope side, and then we are going to discard this card. Actually, we're going to sacrifice it, which means it's removed from the game. I'm going to make a sacrifice pile over to my right, your left. And then when we assemble using body, we're going to add 1 bonus die. So we are now investigating this location. So when we investigate, we draw the top card, and we are going to get Psychic Surgeons. So Psychic Surgeon is a gift. If we gain this card into our hand, it gives us a support power. That could be good, because now we can start taking support actions if we like. Don't think we're going to do it because it's going to be healing, and I don't think we're hurt quite yet. Matter of fact, I know we're not hurt quite yet. But the challenge is the Psychic Surgeon is actually a pretty challenging card to gain. We need to decide if we're going to go for mind or if we are going to go for soul. Well, Diana Jones actually has a really high soul, but the difficulty rating is actually 17 to make a soul check. The mind check is only a 16, so not too much better. Now, we can look and see if she has any special cards. She does have 1 special or any special powers on her card. She does have the special ability that says during the evaluate, we can discard 1 card to flip 1 die. So that might be worth it. We may want to decide if we want to do that depending on just how badly do we want the Psychic Surgeon card. So thematically it says, cover yourself in white sheet with your head pointed north, the letter read. We will begin at once. That's just the thematic text down the bottom of the card. So let's go ahead and look at our nexus, and we know that during the end phase, we are going to heal one body gift if we have a body gift in our discard pile. We don't need to worry about guarding or sealing because we're not quite at that stage of any of these events, so let's not worry about this. So we need to figure out if we are going to go for soul or if we're going to go for mind. I'm thinking we are going to go for mind. It's a little bit easier for us to accomplish, and while we only have 3 dice, we could assist ourselves, which allows us to re-roll 3 dice. But let's go ahead and read the bottom of the card really quick and see if there's any skills that are actually going to assist us on this, which may make a difference on how we want to do this. So we know that Diana Jones has the skills of conjure, hack, and sense. We know that this is a holy, charm, and resist card. So none of the skills actually match. We don't have holy, we don't have charm, we don't have resist. I will not get any bonus dice at all for this. So basically, as it stands right now, we are rolling 3 soul dice to roll a 16 or better. Now we can try to mutate this and try to gain this card into our hand. I don't think it's imperative that we do this at this point. We are not really at any crunch point in this game. We are not playing a mission where we're going to take damage if we fail to gain a gift, so that's not a threat we have to worry about right now. Get it? A threat. So I'm just going to throw my luck to the wind and see if we roll a 16 or better. Yes, I could assist. Yes, I could risk mutating, but it's a good card. I just don't think it's worth it just this early in the game to start making a whole bunch of sacrifices and emptying our hand. Although if we really, really want to, we could use the bones card. But again, good card. I just don't think we want to risk everything at this point. So let's just go and take it from a nice, easy start and roll. And we will get a 4, a 4, and a 1. So now I could use my evaluate power that says discard 1 card to flip 1 die. This will allow us to go to a 6. That'd still only be a 14, not quite good enough. So we're not going to use our power during the evaluate step. But let's go ahead and break this down exactly how every single turn works. So we have our target. We bypassed assist, so we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to mutate. We assembled our dice based on the skills we're having. Now we're going to go through the order of rolling, which we did. We're going to do any re-rolling if we wanted to. There's no re-rolling to do. No exploding to do. No, we're not going to upgrade any dice. We're not going to downgrade any dice. We're not going to flip any dice because we're not going to use our special power. We don't need to trash anything, so what we're going to do is just keep what we rolled, which is a 9. Definitely not enough to succeed to gain this, so anytime we fail at trying to gain a gift, it is sacrifice. We fail to get it, it's going to go into the sacrifice pile. With that omen, which only allowed us to roll bonus dice on body, wasn't a body check. We're not going to worry about it. That's pretty much it for this investigate. We're done with this investigate phase, and now it's back to decide if we want to go to the move phase, or I'm sorry, not the move phase, part of the movement phase, and then go to end if we want, or if we want to investigate again. I think we're going to investigate in. We have another omen or card in our hand. Let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to play the Omen of Hope Judgment. It says sacrifice, draw 1 card into our hand, and then investigate our current nexus and make sure it's on the hope side. It's on the hope side. We managed to find the pink taser. We're going to add the pink taser into our hand. It is a rage card. And we have 5 cards in our hand. Let's go ahead and investigate our location and see exactly what we're going to find in the nexus. Hey, we found an Omen of Hope. So anytime you're investigating, if you draw an omen in your card, you investigate still without having to discard any cards. You continue your investigate step, and you flip the next card, and we are going to gain the Soul Stealer. This is also a gift. It is a soul gift, and what the soul gift will allow us to do is, let's go to the thematic text. The selfie was invented as a precaution. No one can steal what you've stolen for yourself. So the old theory about, if somebody takes your picture, it steals your soul, a little play on that old little story there. So this card is a 13 soul or a 15 rage to gain. 13 soul looks extremely doable by Diana Jones since she gets 4 soul dice. So we are going to decide that our target number is going to be 13, so we're going to go after the 13 as our target number. Once we decide on that, we're going to see if we want to assist. We don't want to assist at all because we get 4 dice to roll, and 4 dice in a 13 or higher, especially with our nice evaluate power, is pretty darn nice. So I'm not really stressing about this at all. So after we go to this, we don't have to mutate. So the next thing we do is we are going to assemble our dice. We're going to assemble 4 dice because we are making a soul check. And our soul stat is 4 for Ruby. I'm sorry, for Diana Jones. So we got 4 dice. Now we're going to see if any of the skills match for what we're doing. So we see that Diana has conjure, hack, and sense. We see that this card is a hack card. So our hack skill is 1. So we get to add 1 bonus die to this. So Now that we've assembled our dice, we are going to roll our dice, and we are looking for a 13 or better. So barring horrible luck, this shouldn't be too much of a challenge for us. We will roll the dice, and we will roll absolutely terribly. Wow. I said it shouldn't be a challenge for us. I am just, well, you know what? Let's get the bad rolls out of the way right now. So now that we have rolled our dice, now we can re-roll any dice if we had any abilities allow us to re-roll. We don't have any re-roll powers. So we could explode, we can't upgrade, we can't downgrade. We could flip, but it's still not going to get us. Even if I flip this to a 6, it is still only going to be a 12, and the DC was a 13. Unfortunately, there is one saint that can add a bonus of +1. That saint's not with us. So it looks like pretty much at this point we managed to fail at gaining another gift. I'm just batting 1,000 here so far. So we are done with that. We are going to remove our dice. And now we get to decide what we want to do again. I'm really hoping this is going to get better in my favor here very, very quickly. So, what was that omen again? Oh yeah, draw a card. So we still have an Omen of Hope in our hand. It's an Omen of Hope Good Karma. We're going to keep the investigation rolling and see if we have a little bit better luck this time. We're going to play the Good Karma. It says sacrifice, flip your nexus to hope. We got an hope side, don't need to worry about it. During the assemble, using soul, add 1 bonus die. Well, it would have been really great to roll this die or have this card just a minute ago. Well, I had it, but I should have used it, but I didn't. But oh well. So we are going to investigate our location. If we are investigating using soul, we get a bonus die. Since our soul is maxed at 4, that means we have to use an actual bonus die for it. If it happens, we'll see what works there. So we're going to flip the next card, and we get a minion. This is minion number 10, which we know is going to be one of the vital fluids. So that means that we are going after this true threat right here. And I'm going to leave this off to the side because if we succeed, we are going to display it right next to this nexus. And that means that the occult members are not going to get that +5 their difficulty when we go against them. So I'll go ahead and read this true threat to you right now. It is a true threat. During the damage phase, we have to recycle all damage, which actually isn't too terrible. That's actually not too bad at all. If we win, we are going to display this next to our nexus. And that means when we run into the cult members, things are going to be a lot easier for us. Now this card is an 11 mind, and it's a 8 body. Now Diana has a mind of 3 and a body of 2. We really want to succeed at this card because we're rolling terribly so far. But we are going to make this a mind check. So we are deciding that we're going to make this a mind check. So now we've decided that it is a mind check. Our difficulty number is an 11. So now we need to decide if we want to either assist ourselves or get assistance from Ruby Doomsday. Well, we know that assisting ourselves would be better because that gives us 3 dice to reroll. Now, before we go into this, because my luck has been pretty darn terrible so far, we can look at the bottom of the card and see that it is Surge and Resist. We don't have Surge, we don't have Resist, so we know that we are only going to be rolling 3 dice for this check. Do I want to start mutating already? I could boost my mind to get 4 dice, and the 4 dice need 11 or better. Reroll dice that show the same numbers for lucky numbers. Reroll 1 body or rage die. This is a mind check. We don't have any body. It's not a soul check. How much do I want to risk this? You know what? We are going to mutate. I am just not going to take any chance because +5 on these cult members makes them extremely challenging. It's a 15 or better to beat them. I want that vital fluid. So we are going to mutate. And again, house rule time. I roll a 10 sided to see what mutate card we're going to use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we rolled a 2. So that means we get the unseen. So we are going to flip it to the mutation side for all other checks. This is, actually no, this is a threat, so we do use the threat side. I'm sorry, I had to think about that for a second there. So it's an unseen mutation used for checks to win versus threats. We'll roll a green die because green is lucky. Maybe not. It says during the evaluate step, re-roll the highest die. Wow, this does not want us to win at all. So during the evaluate step, we need to re-roll the highest die. We have 3 mind. We have no helping skills. We get to re-roll 3 dice, but we need to re-roll the highest mind, or the highest die, which is going to be absolutely terrible. Okay, we are going to make our lives a little bit easier, and we are going to boost this check. We are going to spend the bones, which is discard to boost mind. Do we want to use it? I can't use evaluate. So we are going to use it for a boost. That is going to give us one more die. So we have 4 dice to roll. We can re-roll 3 of them, but before we do that, we have to re-roll the highest one. This is going to be fun. I need 11 or better. But I can discard 1 card to flip a die. Maybe it's not going to be too terrible. Maybe. Could be worse, could be better, could be, well, let's see what happens here. Luck can be on my side for once. Okay, luck is on my side for once. So the first thing we need to do is, because of our mutate during the evaluate, says we need to re-roll the highest die. But let's go through all the steps like normal. We've ascended our dice, we've rolled our dice, now we got to do the re-roll. So we are going to re-roll one of our highest dice, and we will get a 3. Let's do the mutation. Now we still have a couple more dice we can roll if we want to, but we don't need to worry about that. So we will do an explode, upgrade, downgrade, flip, trash, and keep. So we are going to keep these 3 dice right here. Those 3 dice equal a 14. Our difficulty was an 11. So looks like our luck is changing. We will display this minion right here next to the Nexus, reminding us that when we run into the cult members, we have managed to find one of the vital fluids, and that means they're not going to get that nasty +5. So this has been a really, really good round for Diana Jones. We could keep going. Well, actually we can't because we don't have any cards. But do we have any support cards we want to play? Unfortunately, we did not get that 1 support card we wanted, so our turn is going to be over. But let's go ahead and do this in order. So we're not going to support anymore. We're not going to investigate anymore, basically because we don't have any cards that allow us to go in to do that. So the next thing we need to do is we need to move to the transfer step. Now during the transfer step, we can either move or we can give another card to another Saint Art location. We don't really want to do either of those things, so now we're just simply going to move to the end phase, where we can discard any cards we want in our hand of our choice. Then we're going to draw cards up to our hand size, and if our hand size is already too high at this point, we're going to recycle extra cards. So we have 4 cards in our hand right now. We have Muscle Memory, Lucky Numbers, Extra Razor Blades, and that nice pink Taser. So our hand size is 5. Well, first we don't want to discard any cards. So we will draw up and we will gain an Omen of Doom Gut Punch. We can sacrifice it. In the damage, we're going to bury. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. Berries are what you eat, so this is something you're going to bury. So we get to bury any of the damage, and buried damage means that we lose that card for the rest of this adventure. So that's the end of it for Diana Jones. We now get to move over to Ruby Doomsday's turn, and at the start of her turn, just because of the mission we are on right now, which has a clock on it, as the hours pass, the first thing we need to do is we need to draw a card from the Omen deck. We're going to get an Omen of Doom, Poverty. If we evaluate versus a gift, we're going to trash the highest die because that makes life so much more fun. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to see if we want to do any support cards. We do have a support card. We have Parasite. We can discard it to examine 2 cards from any Nexus and return the examined cards in any order if we like. So, You know what, I'm going to play this just so you get a chance to see exactly how the game plays, because the whole idea of these videos is for you to see the gameplay for the game, not to make the best decisions, but to see as many decision processes that go on every time you see a game played. So we are going to play Parasite. Now the effect of Parasite is it's a support card. It says any saint can, or I can play this on any saint, even myself, because it does have the down arrow. It says discard, and the active saint can examine 2 cards from any Nexus and return the examined cards in any order. So we will discard that, and we are going to examine our current Nexus, and we will draw a minion, and we will draw Psychic Surgeon. Hey, we can try for Psychic Surgeon again. So we have minion number 1, which we know is going to be one of the cultists. So minion number 1 is the cultist, or the cult member. We know that they're going to be a 10 soul or 10 rage to defeat, but we also see the Psychic Surgeon. So we do have the chance, if we want, to return these cards in any order. I want to get the Psychic Surgeon card because it's a really good card. The challenge is that it is 2 stats that I am absolutely 100% horrible in, and I don't see any chance I can actually get them. Even with assists, there's no way on 2 dice. Well, what are the skills? We have Charm, Sense, and Strike. I got Charm, so I can get up to 3 dice. So with 3 dice, I need to roll a 16 or higher. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm going to put the minion back on top. I guess we lost the Psychic Surgeon. It would have been very cool to get it, but it's not going to happen. Oh well, that happens sometimes. But at least now that we know that our top card is going to be a minion, we can use one of these Omens of Doom that is not going to hurt us that much. Specifically the one that says versus a gift, so we're going to trash the highest die. Well, we know it's not going to be a gift, so we're going to go and play it. So we will play this Omen of Doom, and then we're going to sacrifice it, flip our Nexus to the Doom side, and then we don't have to worry about anything because it's the end phase. And then we will investigate our location. We'll act very surprised. When we see it's a cult member. Gee, didn't see that coming. So we have a cult member that we are going to be going against. I'll put it off to the side in case we fail. I'm hoping we don't, but hey, it could happen. Cult members, true threat, lose, go to end, which means we cannot keep investigating even if we have Omen cards left to investigate with. So start at the end of start. If we lose, the person to our left has to sacrifice the top card from the deck, then go to end also. So losing versus cult members really slows everybody down. Basically, this means the cult members are knocking on your door, irritating you for the next 30 minutes as they bother you and tell you about their great snake cult, Yig Grand Snake Daddy, the cult of the few, the proud, and the snaky. So we don't want to lose versus these guys. Luckily, it's a 10 or a 10, so not too terrible. And we can actually do 10 soul. We have 2 soul. We're not going to do that. We do 10 rage. We have a 3 rage. I think we're going to go for the rage. So I'll place that right down there so you can see the wonderful stats for them. And now we need to figure out what we want to do. We know our target is rage. We know our rage is going to be 3 dice. Before we assemble all of our dice, though, we need to figure out if we want to do an assist and a mutate. So looking at the cards I have in my hand, and again, looking at my luck with dice so far, I do have a murder board, which can get me 4 dice. We know that the cultists are resist. I don't have resist, so I'd have 4 dice to roll a 10 or a better. Not impossible. Let's see, wait. If I play the murder board, it's a strike card, so that will actually get me up to even more dice. So I think with 5 dice, I can do this. So I am not going to get an assist, which means I'm not going to mutate, so now we're going to assemble. So we have 3 dice for our stat. We are not going to get any bonus dice because we don't have any resist, but we are going to go ahead and play the murder board. Now the murder board is rage gift, discard to boost rage. We are boosting our rage. Haha, we are now 4 dice. But since this is a strike card and we have a strike of 1, we are going to add 1 more die to this. So now we have 5 dice to roll a 10 or higher with. Now if we can't roll a 10 or higher, then I'm going to put everything away because my dice are just not rolling well with me. Okay, I'm not going to put everything away, but I'm going to sit here and be very frustrated. So we have 5 dice to roll. We are going to roll the dice. Do we have any special abilities we want to do? We do not. Too late to call for the assist, too late to call for the mutate. Let's go for it, and we just need a 10 or higher. All we need, 10 or higher. And we'll roll. Oh my gosh, I almost saw myself failing there. I saw the 1 and the 1. I was like, oh man, I cannot believe I failed on this. Anyways, we have a 6, a 3 is 9, plus 3 more is a 12. Our DC, our difficulty to get that was a 10. We have managed to defeat these cult members. So we have defeated these cult members. Now, if we go over here to the cards right here, they tell us that when we win during a encounter versus a minion A, we may go to the Sanctify step. And that is on the gather card, which will show right there on the gather card that we can go at that point if we want. I think we want to because we want to get through this mission. So instead of playing any more investigates or any more supports, and it is a May card, we may go to Sanctify, and we are going to go to Sanctify. Now, normally during the Sanctify step, if it's versus a master, we're going to do a guard and escape. We're not going to do that. We're going to move directly to the seal. Now, during seal, unfortunately, since we flipped this over to the Doom side, and it wasn't a great decision, but I want to show you how the game plays here. To seal it when it's on its Doom side, we need to discard 1 body gift to do so. So if we look in our hand, we see that we do have a body gift. We have the Halligan bar. We are going to discard the Halligan bar. That will seal our current location. This location is going to be removed. This minion is going to be removed. This minion is also going to be removed. We'll put them off to the side. Don't need to worry about them at all. Nexus is sealed. Let's go ahead and look through these. Normally you look through these to find a master. We know we don't have a master, but let's go through these just so we can see what we're avoiding. We managed to avoid 2 threats. The Psychic Surgeons, we knew about it. 2 threats and 2 body cards. We lost them. Not a big deal. they will be removed from the game. I'm not going to sweat those too much. So now we get to move to the transfer step, and during the transfer step, if you're at a nexus that is closed, everybody has to move. It's not an option. You are all required to do so. So all of us are going to mosey on over to the shelter. Why? Well, because when we were at the hospital, we heard rumors that there's some strange things going over at the blood bank. So we're going to try to get to the bottom of this really bad mystery, Scooby-Doo style. So we all move over to the nexus, and now we're going to move to the end phase. So during the end phase, the first thing we're going to do is discard any cards if we want. We don't want to. We're going to fill our hand back up to 5 since we have 2 cards. So 3, 4, 5. The omens look great for us. We now have 3 omens and 2 cards to play around with. That'll be our hand. It is now the end of our turn. We'll move back over to Diana Jones, who's going to start over at the shelter. Now the shelter we need to worry about, if we are in the move phase and we want to move, we have to discard an ally. Not going to worry about that just quite yet. To close it though, we must suffer 1 body, 1 mind, and 1 soul damage. So we want to get this over to the Omen of Hope side very, very quickly if we're going to seal this location, because it's going to hurt to seal. So let us start our turn. Start of the round. First thing we must do is draw from the clock. We will get an Omen of Hope called the Hookup. If we are in the Assemble versus a gift, we add 1 bonus die. If we want to use our Gut Punch, which I think we're going to do because I don't think we're going to run into any cultists immediately. At least I hope not. We're going to play the Gut Punch. It says, in damage, first bury 1 card. Okay, so we are going to investigate. We're not supporting at all. Draw a card, and we will get, hey, an Omen of Hope. Let's add that to our hand, and let's continue investigating. Oh, sorry. Omen of Hope we got was the Omen of Indignation, which says, in confront, decrease your damage to 0. Nice card. We will get, Tail Gunner. Beef ain't washed in weeks, but he's got my 6. That's Tail Gunner. I guess his name is Beef. Somebody's been watching too many motorcycle movies. Anyways, so this one is a rage gift. It's 17 body or 14 rage. 2 stats that we are absolutely awesome in, and by awesome I mean absolutely terrible. We need to roll a 14 on 2 dice, or we need to roll a 17 on 2 dice. Hey, it should be easy, no problem at all. I don't see any problems with this at all. It is a charm and a resist, 2 stats that we don't have, so this is getting even easier. So I think we are just going to have a wonderful time of not succeeding at this. I could look at my hand and see if I have any cards that I can use to really, really get this card if I really, really want to. It's a DC of 14. You know what? What the heck? Let's go for it. I strike, conjure, hack, sense. Neither one of these are sense cards. They're both strike. Diana, you're not good at striking. You're really good at making cupcakes and other things like that, but you're not really good at striking. So we are... Actually, you know what Diana's going to do? She's going to run into this Tail Gunner guy, and she's going to show him her pink taser. And he's going to laugh very, very hard. And hopefully he's going to laugh so hard that he's going to find it absolutely ridiculous that she carries a pink taser, that he's going to decide to join our Saints. So we are going to use that for our boost. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. So let's go ahead and decide that we are going for Rage. Our Rage is 2 dice. We are going to boost, which is going to give us 1 more die. We're not going to assist, we're not going to risk mutating because nothing bad is going to happen in this mission. It's not one of the later missions where failing versus gifts is a bad thing. So now that we have our dice, we have our played cards, we have 3 dice to roll to get a 14 or higher. Let's go ahead and roll the dice and see what we can do here. So, I could get it all the way to a 12, but I'm not going to do that. So we have 3 dice. We take the best 3 dice. Can't roll, or we can't re-roll. We can't upgrade, downgrade, transfer, blah, 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 trash. Again, we're going to start speeding this up. So we basically have gotten a 9. We failed to do this. We've failed to manage to gain the Tail Gunner. Tail Gunner is going to go to our discard pile. We're not going to worry about it. That's it for that investigation. Let's go ahead and see what we can do now. So let's go ahead and we'll play the Hookup. It's an Omen of Hope. It says investigate, flip to the Hope side, and now Hope side during damage decrease damage by 1, and to seal this we got to reload 1 body gift, 1 mind gift, and 1 soul gift. So not too bad. That's actually pretty darn dealable. So during assemble versus gift we get to add a bonus die. Let's hope we have a gift coming up and not a threat. Hey, it's a gift. It is the bowline. We all have cards that can be severed. Ooh, very morbid. So we need a 16 or a 13. Well, we see how wonderfully I've been rolling so far. Let's see if I keep rolling great. So our mind is 3, but that'd be a 16. Our soul is 4, and that's a 13. So we are going to go for soul. So that means we are going to get 4 dice to do this, to try to get this nasty looking little sickle. So we want to assist? No. So we're not going to worry about mutate. So we're going to assemble 4 dice. Now this card is a tool, it's a conjure, and it's a strike. We happen to have conjure of a 1. So now we have 5 dice to roll to get a 13 or higher. Let's go for it. I'm not going to play any cards because I think this is actually pretty darn doable. So now you get to see why every time I play a game that involves dice, you see that dice absolutely love me. Because if I rolled anything but 3s and 4s, I could use my powers to get that to happen and would have gotten that card. Now, of course, what I am now remembering is that I forgot to add the extra die from the hookup Omen card. So I'm going to add that 1 die because I would have gotten that and I would have rolled it. Now, this is a 1 or a 2 or a 5 or a 6, I can win. If it's a 3 or a 4, I'm still in the same spot. All it has to be is anything but a 3 or 4. Anything but a 3 or a 4. Oh my gosh. Yep, could have been anything. Rolled a whole hand of 3s and 4s. Could have been anything. Okay, guess I'm not going to get this card either. Okay, well this is going along swimmingly. Put that card out to the side. We're done with that card. Wow, let's see if we can do anything else absolutely terrible. Well, we're still on the hope side. Hey, let's hope we can do something here. Yeah, hope. Lots of hope. Lots and lots of hope. Omen of Hope, Indignation. Sacrifice, flip your nexus to the hope side and investigate it, and if we take any damage, we're going to take 0. Hey, can't be any worse than what I've been doing so far, right? Ooh, a span hammer. Nothing like the band hammer. Problem exists between keyboard and chair. Bad hammer. Okay, so this is a 15 mind or a 12 rage. Both skills I'm absolutely awesome at. And you know what? I've been doing great gaining cards so far. So I'm sure I'm going to get this card. I'm sure I'm not going to lose. Hey, it's a hack also. So we will take this card and we are going to go ahead and try to do mine because our rage skill is absolutely atrocious. So we will have 3 dice and we need to roll a 15 or higher because not going to fail again, right? Can't keep failing all darn day. This is a hack and a strike. I have a hack skill of a 1. I could mutate. I could gain some assistance. But the rate things have been going so far, I'm not going to do so. I am not going to boost. Not going to play any cards because hey, it's how my luck's been going so far. Let's just see if I can get a 15 or better on 4 dice. I can't. Okay. Banhammer has been banned. I have no more cards to investigate. We are going to move to the transfer step of our phase, see if we want to transfer or do any movement. Well, we are not. Let's see, damage decrease 1 damage by 1. Don't need to worry about that. I'm just going to, do I want to give any cards away? Nope. Going to draw 2 cards, fill up my hand size. We're going to gain a grifter. We're going to gain extra shot. Hey, that may work out in our benefits later, but our turn is over. We are now going to come back to Ruby Doomsday. Start of our turn, we will draw 1 card from the clock. And what was the doom side again? Let's see, move. You must discard 1 ally to move, but to seal. Well. Let's see. Symbol using soul, add 1 bonus die. Her soul is absolutely horrible. And heck, let's do that. We're going to do an Omen of Hope, Good Karma. We're going to flip our nexus to the good side. Actually, no, we're not going to do that yet. What the heck? Oh, this is terrible. I'm doing terrible today. Open the exam 1. You know what? We're going to try this. I am going to gut punch. Sacrifice, flip your omen to the nexus of doom side. In damage, first bury 1 card. Let's hope we're not going to take any damage. Let's hope it's nothing bad. Of course, it'd have to be something bad. That which follows, one of my least favorite cards because even if I win, it's going to run away to another location. When it's 12 o'clock, it climbs the stair. It never knocks because it's more thematic and creepy that way. So this is a threat. It's a 12 and a 13. That's a 12 mind, 13 body. Both stats that we absolutely excel in at so many levels. Wow. Let's see, it is a conjure and a sense. Hey, we have sense too, so we're gonna get 2 bonus die on this one at least. So are we gonna go for a soul or body? Both the stats are the same for us. I think we are just gonna go for mind because it's a lower target number. So we have 4 dice to roll. Four dice to roll 12 or better. No way to assist myself here. I'm really not looking forward to taking any damage because I have a lot of good cards in my hand. I have been rolling absolutely atrociously. Can't assist. Oh my god, I can't even assist myself. Can't assist myself unless I went for rage, and it's not rage. Can't get any assistance because she assists on rage and body, and we went for mine. So basically, I have 4 dice to roll a 12 or better. Wow. Finally. 5, 9, 13. Finally, at least something worked out in my benefits. So, we have defeated this threat. It says, if you win, you shuffle this threat into a random other nexus. There's only one other nexus to randomize. So we will shuffle it into that nexus, and we will see what happens from there. Oops. Do a decent job shuffling. And it's now going to come haunt us at a later date. So, now that we see how good of our luck is going right now, we are going to... I'm going to play an Omen of Hope, Good Karma. We sent the nexus to the Hope side. During assembly using Soul, add 1 bonus die. We are going to add 1 bonus die if it's versus Soul, and we are fighting... Oh, Death's Heads. Oh, cool. It's a Soul. Or a Rage. Wow. So, if it's assemble using Soul, add 1 bonus die. I think we're going to have to do that, because things are just not looking our way. It's a strike. So that'll give us 4 cards, or 4 dice. Hey, we'll heal 1. This is actually pretty darn decent. So, oops, let's go back to the thematic part of it. Clotho does not get her own, and so she continues in heated silence, ever spinning. So if we win, we get to heal 1. If we lose, we have to sacrifice 1 soul gift. Sacrifice, which means we remove it from our hand permanently. It's gone. Okay, so I need to win this. So we are going to go for the lower difficulty of a 12. It is a strike. Since we are going for soul, we can get some assistance, and I think I'm going to do that because I'm sick and tired of my horrible luck that I'm having so far. So Dana Jones has her soul on top, which means she can assist, allows us to reroll 4 dice. So we are going to assist, which means we're going to mutate. 5 is going to be Fury. We are going to see that the Fury effect on this is going to be a 4. Confront. Sacrifice any ally gift played. We're not playing any allies. Yes! Finally, things are going our way. Finally, it took long enough. Oops. That'll be right there, so remember. So, we have 4 dice. We have 2 because of our soul. We have 1 because of the omen, and then we have 1 more because this is a strike card. So that gives us 4 dice. And we can re-roll up to 4 of these. All we need is a 12 or higher. That's a 1. We got it easily. We have 10, 14 right there. We have defeated this card. It is 1 threat that's defeated, and when we win, the current active saint gets to heal 1. So we'll randomize these. Random, 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 and then we will heal 1. Now, it would have been nice to get Parasite back, but oh well, I guess I didn't. We got, okay, we didn't get the Haugen bar back either, so we know what we got. Okay, next up we have, let's see here, how about we are going to play the Omen of Hope Starlight. Sacrifice, flip your nexus to hope. We already did that. Examine 1, then you may investigate. What have we got coming up next? We have a spy. The primary purpose of this model is to watch for other versions of this model. It's a threat 14 or 16. Oh my gosh, this has just been absolutely brutal on us. Hey, sense 2. So, it's a spy. We are going to go ahead and investigate, and we are going to try to defeat this threat. So, we need to do some magic here. I'm liking the difficulty of 14 better than a 16. but that means we only have 2 dice. It is a hack in a sense. Our sense is a 2. That gives us 4 to roll a 14 or better. Not absolutely terrible yet. Or we could go for rage. That would give us 5 dice if I assembled. What does this do again? We investigated. So I have 4 dice to roll a 14 or better. Wow. Odds are just not looking good for us. I am thinking that we are going to have to... We can't get any assistance. This is absolutely brutal. Hey, let's be a little brutal again. So we can't be assisted. We can't assist ourselves. I have 4 dice to roll a 14 or better. I could use the pink taser, but I don't. I think we're just going to go for it. I think we're going to go for it. Wow. So we have a 12, which means we failed by 2, which means we are going to take 2 points of damage. So since it is mind damage and we don't have any mind cards, that means we are going to randomly discard 2 cards. And since we failed versus this threat, it will be shuffled back into the deck. So and then we need to take 2 points of damage. 1 point is our Omen of Doom. 2 points is our core, so it would have to be extra shot. Doesn't leave us with many options. Our turn is over. We are just going to move to the end phase, and we are going to gain our hand back up to 5. We'll gain a murder board, some extra razor blades, some picks, a mason jar, and we still have our pink taser. Our turn's over. Let's go ahead and move back to Diana Jones and see if we can have some better luck, because things are just not going our way. Start a turn, draw a card. Omen of Hope. Investigate. Sacrifice, draw 1 card, then flip the nexus to Hope and investigate. We will do that. So we will draw 1 card. We're starting to run low on cards. This is not good at all. We may have to start looking into healing very, very quickly. Two cards. Oh man, this is not good. We'll investigate. We will get one of the cultists. We don't have the vial fluid displayed, so it's going to be a difficulty of a 15 to defeat this true threat. Wow. Okay, so we need to go versus soul, or we need to go versus rage. Obviously we're going versus soul because we have a high soul of 4. That's good. We are going to boost. We are going to play the Grifter, which is going to allow us to boost, and that will give us 1 more die. We still need to roll a 15 or better. We have 5 dice. I do have lucky numbers. I do have my evaluate ability, which allows me to flip a die. Unless things are just absolutely atrociously bad, I should stand a decent chance. So true threats are resist. I don't have resist skill. I played the Grifter, which is a charm or a hack. I do have a hack of a 1, so that's going to give me 6 dice to roll. Come on, dice be my favorite for once. Okay, this isn't actually that terrible thanks to our power. So we have a 6 and a 5. I am going to use evaluate, discard 1 card to flip 1 die. So I'm going to look for a card. I'm going to discard lucky numbers. That's going to allow me to flip 1 die. I'm going to flip that 1 to a 6. That's going to give me a total of 17. That will defeat this minion. We'll remove this minion from the game. The true threat is defeated, so that means we can go to the Sanctify step if we want. We're going to go to the Sanctify step. Reload 1 body gift, 1 mind gift, and 1 soul gift. So we got 1 body gift, 1 soul gift, and we don't have a mind gift. So that means we're going to pick one at random. So we're going to reload those 2. Randomly reload. Actually, I'm completely confusing myself here. This isn't damage. This is a cost to close the nexus. So I can't randomly discard a card. I actually have to have one body, one mind, and one soul. I think of it as on the other side is actually damage. Yeah, the other side is damage. This one is reload. So that's the trick. That's why I'm confusing myself. So this is actually a nexus I actually wanted to be on the Doom side. Okay, so this means it's not going to be sealed. I've gotten rid of that minion type A, so I still need to find the vital fluids in this stack right here before I can seal this location. But unfortunately, I don't have any more searching cards, so end the turn. Fill my hand back up to 5 cards. My turn is over. Now we get to go back over to Ruby Doomsday and see if she can do something here. So we will flip over the clock. We will get an Omen of Doom. Recycle 1 random card, then flip your nexus to Doom and investigate it. So we're going to recycle 1 random card into it. We will recycle the extra razor blades. And let's see, is it recycle? Yep, so recycle, so it goes to the bottom. We will discard that. We will be on the Doom side. And we will then encounter. Aha, we have found the vital fluid, so we need an 11 or an 8. Let's see, our body is 4, so we are so going for body because we want to close this and seal it, and we're going to take a whole bunch of damage, but at least we'll seal this location, so it's not too terrible. So vital fluids is body of 8. We have a body of 4, so we will roll 4 dice. And let's see, 1, 2. We're going to take 3 points of damage if we seal this location anyways. So I might as well go for broke here, and I will, hold on, before I do anything. Charm, Sense, and Strike. See, Surge, Resist, nothing. So we will discard. Actually, I have the picks. I have the picks. That will prevent me from taking damage. Oh, this is actually perfect. This is really, really great. If I discard the picks, oh no, it's sacrificed. I want to sacrifice. How many cards I got left here? I'm not doing too bad. Oh, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 5 cards left. I'll have to draw up a hand of 5. Ooh, I really don't even have a choice. Ooh, this is brutal. Okay, so this whole internal monologue I just had with myself just says, I have 5 cards left in my hand. I always have to have 5 cards in my hand for Ruby Doomsday. To seal this location, I'm going to have to discard 3 cards. That will leave me with 1 card left in my hand. I'm going to have to drop to 4, which will leave me 1 card left in my draw pile, which is going to be horrible, which means I am actually very, very close to fading with the Ruby Doomsday. Although I do have my gift. I have my gift. I do have my gift. Actually, I'm going to do it that way because I actually want you to see how the game plays. I think that is actually a much. Is that going to be better? Is that going to be better? I think that might be better. Oh wow, I just had a whole internal monologue with myself here. Okay, I like picks, don't want to get rid of them. So I'm going to discard the picks to boost. That's going to give me 5 dice. Okay, this is going to work out perfectly because I have 5 cards. Yes, this is going to work. Whew. Okay, so I need to roll dice, and I need to roll an 8 or better. Shouldn't be too hard. Ooh, good roll. So we got a 6, and a 5 is a 17. We very easily have defeated this thing. So minion number 12 is removed from the game because we have succeeded in defeating it. We have the vital fluid from this location. We are going to go to the Sanctify step. So to seal this location, we need to suffer 1 body damage, 1 mind damage, and 1 soul damage. So we're going to look in our hand of cards. Oops, that's our discard pile. So we need to take 1 soul damage, so that card is discarded, we don't have a choice. And then we need to take 1 mind and 1 body damage. Well, that's both of our cards are going to be discarded. This location is going to be sealed. Okay, so we lost out on a Lantern Clown and a Spy, not a big deal. They will be discarded. Make sure I didn't forget anything about that. Okay. So we have sealed this location is sealed, we are going to close it. We will move to another location right there. We are going to move to our end phase. We have no cards left in our hand. We will draw a hand of 5 cards, which is what is left of our hand. Wow, this is going to be ever so close. This is going to be extremely tight and close, but that gift is going to save our bacon. That is the end of the round. We are now going to go back to Diana Jones's turn, and on her turn, we will draw a card from the clock. We're going to Omen of Hope, Righteous Anger. Flip your nexus to Hope and investigate. If it's versus a threat, gain 1 bonus die. Whew, this is getting down to the wire. We will investigate. Oh, that which follows. It's decided to follow me again. So we have our Omen of Hope, which is going to give us a bonus die. It's a Conjure and a Sense. We have Conjure 1, so we're going to get 1 bonus die. And we need to do Soul or Mind. Let's do Soul. That's going to be 4 dice. We have 6 dice to roll a 13 or better. Do we want to discard any cards? No, because we have our Evaluate Power. We're going to go for 6. Wow. Dice are just not liking me. I cannot believe how many ones I am rolling today. So I need to defeat this card because we are running low on time. I am going to use my Evaluate Power, discard 1 card to flip 1 die. I am going to discard... I don't like this. Actually, wait. Instead of using that, I'm going to use Lucky Numbers. Reroll all matching dice. Are you serious? No, I did it. Wow. 4, 8 plus 5 is 13. Okay, I did it. It is defeated, so we win. Shuffle this right into a random other nexus. There's no other nexuses, so it is defeated. It is going to be removed. Man, luck is just not going my way. Let's say lose using mind. Nope, do not have to worry about it. Guard, recycle, 1 mind gift. Okay, so we need to save a mind guard to guard this nexus. So I need to save this Wolfram Cube. I cannot get rid of it. I need to have a mind gift. Okay, got to remember that. Cannot lose that mind gift. Cannot investigate anymore. I think heal 3. So we are going to use our extra shot. It's sacrifice to heal 3. We're going to sacrifice that to heal 3. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. We are cutting it so close in this adventure. So 1, 2, 3. We will heal. We will heal 3 cards because man, oh man, oh man, this is looking tight. And we have 3 cards. We can't investigate anymore. We're not sharing cards. We will, extra shot, memory killer. Yes, memory killer, heal 3. That's not bad. Okay, our turn is over. We are now going to move over to Ruby Doomsday. We will draw a card for Ruby Doomsday. We're going to get an Omen of Hope. Okay. We have an Omen of Hope in our hand. We are going to do a support step, and we are going to sacrifice this to heal our entire discard pile. So our entire discard pile is going to be healed, saving our bacon. Wow, this would have been so close. That fragment is just completely saving my bacon here. So we have our hand. We are going to, what's the bad side say? Discard 1 mind gift. Doom. Do we have a mind gift? I have a mind gift in case I get the bad guy because I want to win this and I'm running out of time. So yes, we are going to do an Omen of Doom. It says recycle 1 random card and flip your nexus to Doom. So we will recycle 1 random card. Recycle means it's going to go to the bottom of our deck. We will recycle the Charm Bracelet. Hey, at least we're not losing hit points. It's not that big a deal. We're on Doom. We will investigate and we will get Twitchcraft. Ooh, that card is awesome. That would have been awesome for Diana Jones to get it. Oh, you don't have a good chance of getting that card, do you? I would love to give that card to Diana Jones. And, wow, 13. Oh, man. Wow. Lose using mind. I'm going to use the razor blades. That's going to give us 4 dice to roll. We need a 13 or better. Or should I go? No, 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 no. Better idea. No, I don't have a choice. Nope, I don't have a choice. We will roll. Yes, dice are finally kind of going my way. We will get that, and we will be handing that card off very, very quickly. We are now going to investigate. Omen of Hope. Sacrifice, flip your nexus of hope, and investigate. Then assemble versus gift. Add a bonus die. Gift. It's a gift. Yes, it is going to be the Mystic Portal. Keep in mind that although fun is the primary goal, serious injuries may occur. So it's a 12 mind or 12 soul to gain. Both of my stats are absolutely terrible, but I get 1 bonus die versus a gift. It's a conjure and a sense. I have a sense of 2, so I get 2 bonus dice. I will go get my bonus die because it says versus a gift, add a bonus die. So then I will do lose using mind or steady. You may reload the card. So if I fail versus mind, I can reload the card, which means I can still get it. So we will do that. Because we need mind. Mind is the only way to seal. We gotta get this card. We gotta get this card. Okay, 14. We got this card. This card will go into our hand. Our turn is over. We have no more cards to investigate. We still got a decent hand. Do I want to hand over mind? Nope. You have a mind card. You're okay. We're going to end our turn. We're going to draw back up to 5. We're going to get the picks. Picks. Oh, great. We can seal it. It does not matter. Oh, we're doing great. We are actually doing a lot better than I thought. No trading, no moving, can't move, we're done. Draw a card for Diana, and we will get an Omen of Doom. It's her only Omen. Sacrifice, flip to Doom, and investigate and evaluate, trash the highest rage die. Let's hope it's not a rage fight. It's a threat, right? Evaluate versus threat. Okay, it's a bomb. Ooh, the bomb is actually pretty nice. With some internet foo, you can get the parts in 30 minutes. It's like dominoes for terrorists. So this is a rage gift, 15 or 12. Our rage is terrible. Our mind is 3. So we have 3 for mind. It's hack and sense. This is a great card for her to have hack. So we will get a bonus die for the hack. We need to get a 15 that way, or I could do this and only need a 12. Whoops, if I learn how to do math here. So I have 2 reds and a bonus die. 3 dice to get a 12 or better. Oh man, I would love to have this card. Would love to have this card. We're doing okay on cards. We are going to use the extra razor blades. We are going to get a boost. We need a 12. We did not get a 12. Although, we could. I will. Memory killer. Do we need a heal? Doing okay on heals. Muscle memory. Discard. Reroll 1 body or rage die. Well, actually, I'm just going to discard it for my evaluate power. Flip 1 die, so that will do that. That'll be a 15, and we will get the bomb. Yes! Bomb is good. That means we have a really good chance of taking anything out with the bomb. So the bomb goes in our hand. Our turn is over. We're just going to take 1 more card. It's going to be an Omen of Hope. We're good. Now we get to go back over to Ruby Doomsday. Starting to speed this up again. I told you I was going to speed up towards the end because you should be getting the idea of how the game plays at this point. So we're going to draw our card. We're going to get an Omen of Hope. It says, in assemble using soul, add 1 bonus die. So if we're doing soul, it's a bonus die. Ooh, minion. It is versus mind or body. Let's see. Our body is 4. We need this blood badly. It is surge and resist. We don't have surge. We don't have resist. We're not using the picks. We are going to boost using muscle memory, which is going to give us 1 more die. So we need 5 dice to roll an 8 or higher. Okay, 17. That is definitely an 8 or higher. So we will display this next to the school, and that was an Omen of Hope, so I need to flip that way. I forgot to do that. Getting a little bit too fast and ahead of myself. So this is display. We now have the vital fluid, so all we need now is the cult members. We don't have any more cards to examine. Draw our hand back up to 5, and our turn is over. And now we get to go to Diana Jones. So we will draw. We're going to Omen of Doom. We don't like that. We will use our Omen of Hope, Righteous Anger. Says during assemble versus a threat, add a bonus die. So if we're going versus a threat, we get a bonus die, and we will get. Ooh, yes, we can win this. We can actually win this. So assemble versus a threat, we're going to get a bonus die. It's resist. We do not have resist. We have hack, conjure, and sense. So do we want to do rage or do we want to do soul? We have a soul of 4. That would give us 4 dice to roll 10 or better. You have the picks to seal, so we don't need to worry about that. We got the bomb. Using rage, sacrifice a +4. I'd rather use this one for a later mission because some of the missions are going to start getting really, really extremely hard. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to do soul, because you have the picks to seal this location. So we have 4 dice for the soul. We're going to do the Magic Mason jar, which is going to give us 1 bonus die. So we have 6 dice to do this. 6 dice to roll a 10 or better, and if we succeed, then Ruby can seal this nexus for us, and we may be able to win. All in line right now. Get rid of the cultists. Yes. So, dramatic pause. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 5 is 15. We needed a 10 or better. We have defeated this minion. We will remove them from the game. We now can go to the Sanctify step if we want to. And we do not, we do want to go to the Sanctify step. So we will go to the Sanctify step, and we will close this location by recycling 1 mind gift. Or, actually, yeah, we'll just do it ourselves. Why am I making this complex? Because that's a sacrifice. Why get rid of it? So it says, recycle 1 mind gift. There's a mind gift. There's a recycle. We've won the mission. So, that is a complete game of Apocrypha. The only thing left to do is to go ahead and rearrange all of our hero decks. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do that really quickly, just so you can see exactly how this would work at the end of every single mission. Because again, this is going to be supposed to be a combination video. Between this video and the tutorial video, you should be able to figure out how to completely play Apocrypha the card game. And if anybody's curious, this is what we missed out on. Nothing too serious. But these cards are removed. Nexuses are sealed. Everything is done there. Our heroes have won the day. Now it's time to gain our rewards for completing this mission. So for completing this mission, we need the mission card, which I put right here. So we will gain that. We have 2 heroes, so we will draw 2 fleeting fragments. Since she got the kill shot, she gets first choice on the rewards, and sacrifice, flip 1, and trash 1. That's actually better for you, because you can already flip. So we will get terminate sacrifice. If their hand is empty, they heal 5. Healing is good. You will take that, and now you get a choice what to take, and it's sacrifice to move. We don't care about that. Sacrifice to flip 1 and trash 1. We will take that one as our reward, since we spent one of our omens and we don't have any fleeting fragments left at all. So now that we've done that, the next thing to do, this is going to be removed. It is not going to be accessible to any of our heroes anymore. We have now gained our fleeting fragments. Now what we need to do is rebuild our decks for our heroes. So to rebuild our decks, we will simply look at our hero, and first thing we need to do is go through our deck, remove any omens that we have, because you start with a fresh hand of omens every time you play. And now we need to get 4 green cards, so let's organize these. We got and green. So we'll start with rage. We need 3 rage cards. We have 3 rage cards. We're good. We need 2 mind. Let's see. We got pick one of these to get rid of. I am liking sacrifice, discard, examine 2. Mystic Portal's nice, but I think we're going to keep Parasite, and we're going to get rid of Mystic Portal. It's going to go to the pool for the next saint to look through. We need 4 body cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have our 4 body cards. We need 2 mind cards. Oh, we got an extra mind card, or extra soul card, I mean. Which one do we want to lose? So I think we're going to get rid of the Magic Mason jar, and then we will keep Twitchcraft, which we will try to get over into Diana's deck. That is it for that saint. That saint's deck is ready for the next mission. And now we go over to Diana Jones, again, fixing her deck and figuring out what we're going to carry forward to the next mission. First thing we do is, she's got 2 fleeting fragments now, because she's good. Look for any omens, remove those omens from her hand, and then organize it. Purple, blue, blue, green, red, blue, red. So we have 2 rage, we got 2 rage, we need 3 mind. Is there a mind card here? Yep, now we have 3 mind. We need 2 body, we are missing a body, there's no extra body card here. That means we're going to randomly draw a new body card from the deck. And it has to be one of the sturdy ones. So we will take those and we will draw until we get one of the alpha cards. So, nope, nope, alpha card. So we will get, she found a vice dog. Hey, makes sense. Something happened while she was like working the blood bank, trying to find these bad guys, and she found a vice dog that she liked a lot and is now her new pet. So now we got soul. 1, 2, 3, 4. We now have 4 soul cards. We should have a total 11 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That is our deck. So I kind of went through that very, very quickly, but again, we are getting kind of pressed for time here, and I didn't want this video to go long, but I wanted to show you a full gameplay of Apocrypha the game. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this video series. If you have any comments or questions, make sure you leave them down in the YouTube comments down below. I'll be sure to get to them as quickly as I can. You also feel free to email me at offtheshelfboardgamereviews. That's otsbgr@gmail.com. I'll be sure to answer your email as quickly as I can. Also, can't guarantee this is going to happen, but I did a video with my friends when I was trying to prepare for that video I made, talking about how to play board games during social distancing. And I have a video where my friends and I, via Skype and video cameras and everything like that, we were able to play a game of Apocrypha, basically over the internet. Now, if they're okay with me uploading that, I'll go ahead and upload that as a separate, complete gameplay video. And I think that's actually one where we play the one versus the Wendigo, which is the one that actually happens before this, but it's with a different group of heroes. So if they give me the okay to upload that, that'll actually be a second gameplay video. Now understand that video was actually designed to go with a different series of videos talking about playing board games during social distancing. So understand there may be some differences, but it'll be good for you to be able to see that gameplay, and I'll talk about when I talk about that video itself. Now, I've gone on long enough. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this video series. As always, thanks for watching. Click that like button and click that subscribe button.